I really don't feel like opening up the show. Let's just get straight to it, man. I ain't really.
Well, hold on. I do.
Hey, this
What
is
you got?
Friday Madness. Like, we ain't gotta have no structure. I'm tired of fucking structure anyway. To hell with the intro. Let's just get straight to it, man.
AKA, what's up? What's up, people? Welcome to the show. Go ahead, Mike.
I'm gonna talk about no publicity. We ain't opening up. Ain't none of that shit. Everybody just sit back. I know y'all probably got a glass of Hennessy, some Moet, whatever the hell you want to drink. Bill, cheap ass Bill, Bud Light, IPA. What you got there, Kstylz?
Oh, I got some sweet water tonight. I got some sweet water.
Hey man,
IPA.
We got people that got some Kool-Aid, some apple juice, whatever the hell you drink, water. But let's get to the real. Am I saying the right, Kstylz? Am I saying the real roll call? Is that
the real roll call?
There we go.
You want to go ahead and call them out, Mike? Go ahead and call out the name for me.
I told you it ain't no structure today, so you just gonna get what you're gonna get. You got Blizz 818, Prove It, Tail Sports and Gaming, Joseph Martinez, Asia Green. Everybody gives
Joseph Martinez.
I said Joseph Martinez. That's what I said.
You said Joseph Martinez. I'm like, wait a minute. You watching the show too?
I don't know what they. Hey,
Thornton, boy. We tripping
Joseph
already.
All I saw was Joseph, right? Cartier Walker, Emmanuel. How the hell you said that last name? Sean Wiley, Isaac Brown, Lowski, Prince Kell 89, Michael Walker. I'm tired of damn reading. All right,
we get a couple more names. We got this Atlanta Nation. We got Cartier Walker. We got the real Brian Peoples. We got Leo 123. We got Nick. And we're gonna do a couple more. King Quest 710 and Dan the Man.
So y'all can tell that Kstylz spot. I don't know how to do as good as he is. So y'all gotta get Kstylz.
Hey man, we gotta hype the energy up a little bit. That's what to do around here. Everybody come to see Mad Mike. I gotta bring the right energy. Unless y'all piss me off, then there's another story.
Everybody just try to get me pissed off. That's all. Nobody come to see me.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Hey man, tell the people who you be at the bottom. Who are you? Let everybody know who you be.
Hey man, this is Marquise, man, representing the 478. You know what I'm talking about? Mac Town, straight from the wartime. Hey, but out in Cali, holding it down. So hey, I'm just here to bring energy, bring the noise, man. I'm gonna shout out Peanut, Frank Cause. I see you up in the chats too. You know, doing your thing. Always represent. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
He got to be on here one day to come let the people hear your voice. Another bright mind of the Falcons Nation. So let's go.
Hey, that means the invitation is there, bro.
Yeah, let's do it. Oh yeah,
come on in.
Yeah, hey, they said they got two things in this world: you either a hooker or you're a looker. You know what I mean? Yeah, choose one.
That man sound like them Don Juan.
Hey man, I'm just saying, baby. You know what I'm saying?
I'm about to say, what the whole marching from the back coming in.
Hey, man, this is kid friendly. You know what I mean? It's before. It's only 5 o'clock over here, so it's still. We wait for when the lights go off. We're gonna get it cracking. Yeah, Mactown, Lowski, you see it?
Yeah, Macon. That's what Mactown is, Lowski. He repping from the Mac, from the Macon. Man, Mike, what you got for us, man? What you got for us?
Hey, man. I just get straight into it, man. This is something that I absolutely love. I love this. About damn time somebody did something. In case you probably under a rock, if you have not heard, we actually released a video earlier today. The Falcons released it also, where Dean Pease essentially he pretty much just put a lot of intelligent coaches in check. What am I talking about? We're talking about a lot of these, armchair GMs, armchair coaches. They feel as though that they know more than, the NFL coaches who've been doing it for at least 30, 40 years. Guys like Dean Pease, who has, essentially won championships with his scheme. DLed asked the stupid question. I like it. When you really look at it, it really is a dumb question. It's like the Falcons are one of the better blitzing team in the league, and they've not only got a few. They've got I don't know the exact number, and I wish I would have done that. But when you look at their blitzing, again, they're one of the better blitzing teams in the league. And DLed asked the question: should the Falcons blitz more? And when they were blitzing more, the first game, for example, against Philadelphia, they were sending everybody from all over the place. They were sending corners, safeties, linebackers from all over the place, and he kind of dialed back from that. And we started to see the team play a lot better. They're 12th in rushing and 14th in passing, but they're giving up points. I think they're like ranked somewhere in the lower thirds of the NFL as far as the points are concerned. Me personally, I feel as though that has a lot to do with penalties and just starting field position. But they put him in place. He just put DLed in place. Do you guys think Dean Pease is actually bullying the media, or this is something that the media need? They need it to be checked, because again, we know a lot of people who write these articles and then they got a huge following on platforms like the AJC, Fox, Sports Illustrated, a lot of these big platforms, and they got their following. They get a lot of people to come read their thing. Do you think this is bullying, or it's about damn time somebody put the media in their place?
DeLando, whatever the fuck his name is, Ledbetter, Badwater, he been asking dumbass questions for a long time now. So it's nice to have somebody that's not like Mike Smith is very PC, He was very buttoned up. He didn't really say nothing. So was Dan Quinn. Neither one of them really, they didn't challenge nothing. They didn't really come with nothing. They were just kind of like company men and just go in and just, try to be all political and shit. Dan Pease ain't that dude, He in his 70s. He ain't got nothing to lose. He bringing that. He telling it like it is. You ask a dumbass question, he gonna let you know. He gonna light you up. He gonna come with it. So it's good to see somebody. I don't think it's bullying. He's just speaking his mind. He exerting himself. That's what dominance look like. That's what we trying to do on the field. So it gotta. Hey, if it ain't in you, it ain't in you. And evidently he got it. So.
I'm about to say bullying. Well. Nah, bro. Like I said, let better. He tried to throw his coaching credentials at a guy that has coached championship teams and has been in the game for 30 plus years, and try to throw your defensive credentials, which was back in 2006, where you was coaching at Dunkin' Donuts University. Nobody knows what because the issue came to the point was he was trying to tell Dean Pease how to do his damn job. So is it really bullying, or is it him defending his position? Now it seems like bullying because Dean Pease is Dean Pease is a straight shooter. Like I said, our coaching staff now are like literally straight shooters now. Like we ain't got Rex Ryan, but we got Rex Ryan minded type folks where they gonna tell you how the hell they feel.
Yeah.
And like I said, DLed, he all like every time it's like he been trying DP since he got here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's gonna get to a point where he gonna slap the shit out this motherfucker every time he asks him a question.
As he should.
As he should.
You know what I mean?
I was about to say, if you had a video of that, I would like to hold on. I'm gonna see if I think I got it. Hold on. I'm gonna let y'all hear this. I'm gonna let y'all hear this if I can find it. Well, I can't find it. God damn it! But if y'all ain't seen the damn video, the shit's hilarious, bro. It's like
you
literally
talking about the video in itself.
Yeah. Just play a little sound of it,
Okay.
so they can hear this this ass whooping verbally that he took. Oh, yeah, he took that ass whooping.
He's gonna cry in the car for sure.
Nah, that dude finna turn his resignation letters in from the AJC and he finna go up there to Chicago. That's what hold on, who said that? Who said that in the chat? I mean, he should.
I mean, what has he brought to anything Atlanta Falcons as a beat writer? I mean, who has read his material and been like, oh, this is good content? You know what I mean? When has he brought something like any kind of thing to the Atlanta Falcons organization that has been like, oh, this is, you know what I mean? You see the article by DLed? You know what I mean? You heard that something he said? Like, nah. I mean, nah. He the Paul Warlord.
Let me see if you guys can hear this. Let me see if you can hear it.
Go ahead.
Can you hear it?
You gotta turn it up some.
Turn it up some.
You think that helps the secondary putting pressure? Where'd you coach?
Okay, let me go to it. Is I don't know why Atlanta Falcons there's sometimes it be incredibly low where you can barely hear it.
Yeah, I can't say it, but yeah, it like I say, it just you think you can put it near the microphone? Or you think you need to find it right?
Did, and I still didn't do anything.
Hold up. But y'all go ahead and keep talking. I'm gonna see if I can bring it up. This shit was hilarious.
Like I said, it was one of those situations where, you know, where I'm just gonna be honest.
Yeah.
We get labeled here at Atlanta Falcons Nation bullies because we ask simple questions and we ask people to come on the show when you have a certain opinion about not only Matt Ryan, but just the scheme. What do you know about, you know, the offense, how the offense is run, why you think this way, and it comes off as bullying. It's not bullying. It's trying to figure out where you're what are you thinking? And you know, we got a guy like Dean Pease who's doing exactly that. He's trying to educate. He's not trying to do anything else. He's trying to educate people that, you know, who I always say, I don't hold the fans to a high standard. I hold a lot of these content creators to a higher standard because guess what? These people have a huge platform and they're misleading people with this bullshit ass narrative that they're painting, and they're not giving people the truth. So like when I see guys like DLed getting chumped off and getting educated and they don't like it, oh, it's heaven. It's heaven for me.
Yeah. I mean, as you said earlier, it's definitely not bullying, man. They need another adjective to describe it because it's just anytime somebody share their opinion or share their mind, and it may be something that you may not agree with, doesn't mean that they're attacking you or that they're being a bully. It's just y'all got different opinions. You know what I mean? That's what makes it who we are, individuality. So, and DLed, yeah, for him to come up and talk about his alleged previous coaching stint at the community college of Cobb County. Not community college, community center, Cobb County Community Center. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I mean? He was ranked defensive coach of the year, so Cobb County Community Center. So, you know what I mean? I guess that's what he bringing on experience, you know what I mean? Calling up those zero blitzes and all that, zero coverages and shit. So.
that boy coached at the YMCA, boy. Hey, I'm telling you.
Hey. Yo, you know what's crazy about that? That's something that you just said that kind of piqued my interest. And this is where, as a fan, like this is why I say, even, you know, as far as like fans have to be held accountable for the crap that they even say, because everybody say, "Oh, I have the right to my opinion," but when you're going to not only platforms, groups, and spreading this junk, like you got to be checked. You spread bullshit that's not true. So it's not a matter of, oh, I have my, a right to my opinion. Yeah, you have a right to your opinion on your shit. Don't come to my platform, talking that crazy shit that it's not true, but you want to spread it because it's your opinion. And that's, again, there's a fine line between having your opinion and spreading your dumb ass opinion. All right. If your shit is dumb, if you feel like you're right, come on the show. Let us hear why you believe so. I want to hear why you think. All right. Because again, we've done plenty of times, even tonight. All right. We're gonna let a few people come on tonight to kind of see why you think the way you think, if you want to come on. All right. Just let us know, because it's not all about Mad Mike and Kevin. You know what I'm saying, Marquise? We want to hear different point of views, but if your point of view has a hole in it, then you gonna get smoked like DLed. So at the end of the day, man, just because you think you have an opinion doesn't mean you're right, man.
Yeah. Oh, did you see the tweet that DLed had put out? He said,
I did.
Yeah. Let me read it. Let me read it out to the people. He said, figured out why Dean Pease got all in his tizzy over my pressures question. Overall, the Falcons have 10 sacks, 21 hurries, and 15 quarterback hits. Only the Chiefs and Jaguars have fewer sacks than the Falcons. Pointed out Grady affected the passer on Foyer's pick too.
Hey, so what do you say about that? Do you think? I mean, you think that is he saying he's saying pretty much the defense underperformed, the pass rush is underperformed, which
this is why I say it was a dumbass question, because you can sit back and you can blitz every play. You can get hurries every play just by sending the house at somebody and hurrying the quarterback to get rid of the ball. But again, that's what he was saying. You want to put these guys in a position where they gain confidence and not lose confidence. So you out here just blitzing and they continuously getting gashed every time they blitz. Then who really the dummy? All right, just because you're aggressive and just because you're continuously blitzing and putting these guys in position like a Fabian Moreau. We saw Fabian Moreau when they were blitzing as much as they were. He kept getting smoked. He got smoked against Philadelphia. They were just going at him the whole entire game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, why are we really blitzing?
Hold on. Okay, what's up? I think I found it. Hold on. Let me see if it plays right. It's all low.
It's low. Yeah, it's low.
So what is the question part of that?
That's better.
Why?
Maybe help the secondary out.
You think that helps the secondary putting pressure?
Oh yeah, got your interception last week.
Where'd you coach secondary?
Smyrna, coach of the year 2000.
Oh, that's great. So when you zone pressure, how many zones are there underneath open?
It depends.
Yeah, it depends on what.
Which ones you call.
So all I know is when you zone pressure, there's more zones open than when you don't pressure. Is that correct?
Correct.
Okay, and if you're in man coverage and you're not playing man very good and you pressure, is there more pressure now on the secondary if you don't get there than if there's not?
That's correct.
Okay, you answered my question.
I sum it up. That's a yes.
So we tried pressuring against Philly. How'd that work? How'd that look? How'd it look?
It didn't look.
Didn't look too good. Okay, so I told you a couple weeks ago we had to back off some of the stuff that we had to do because we weren't getting there. We weren't running things quite correctly. So we had to clean some stuff up and make it simpler. Okay, so that's what we've done. Okay, so you guys get all into this pressures and sacks and all this stuff. Been doing this forever. And it's not based on, first of all, if you run a pressure, you better get there. That's the number one thing about pressure. It's not about the secondary, it's about the pressure. If you aren't getting there, you're now hanging the secondary out to dry more than you did if you didn't pressure. Right? Is that right or is that wrong?
That's correct.
That is correct. So if we're not getting there in pressures, which we weren't, then why would I want to hang the secondary out to dry when I get a different secondary in there almost every down? Has that been the case? in the secondary? Have we had different rotating parts in the secondary these last 3 weeks?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Have we won 2 out of the last 3 weeks? Yes. Okay. You answered my question.
Yeah.
So he wants you to go away from the shit that's actually not helping. Like you want us to go away from the stuff that's helping us win games, which is blitzing less just to blitz more to satisfy your needs. Like that's crazy.
Because the main thing that you have to do is, like I say, even when you're blitzing, you have to pick your spots, and they have to execute on those blitzes. Like if you blitzing 60-70% of the time, and especially when you have a D line outside of Grady Jarrett that's not consistently holding up offensive linemen, like, dude, you literally trying to hang the secondary out to dry.
Yeah. I mean, at the end of this point, man, I mean, DLed just, shit, he got what was coming to him. You ask that question, you try to apply a little, as you say, a little pressure. He really wanted no pressure. He did more. The only thing he really did was agitate the MPs, and and it showed. So, but he got educated, like Mike said earlier. Though he educated him. At the end of the day, he told about the principles of the zone. You know what I mean? He said, hey, look, you know what I mean? If I bring more people, then how does that work with the zone coverage? You know what I mean? Is there gaps in the zone? How many personnel are we changing? So it's been a lot of, it's been a lot of instability for us, the personnel, injuries and things that unfortunately has been happening. So he doing the best with what he got.
Exactly.
That's the whole concepts of hot reads. A hot read is based on where the pressure is coming. So if your pressure is coming from their side, guess what? The hot read is from the exact same side. So that's the reason why you're talking about, whether if you blitz, is that zone going to be open, which is yes. So if you sending blitz, it's not you just sending it. You better get there, because if you don't get there, only a matter of time before that ball is going to get completed. So that's why at the end of the day, he was talking about confidence. You got guys like Fabian Moreau, young guys, Williamson, who's been put in there. You got Avery Williams also. These guys young, Richie Grant. Like, you're trying to build these guys' confidence. So if they continuously, you sending them on blitzes, or you sending someone else's on blitz, on a blitz, and we know that those guys aren't as good as the AJ Terrell. So if they're not as good as the cover guys, then guess what? It's only a matter of time before they get it. So it's like it's all about getting these guys. It's all about getting these guys' confidence up. So the more the confident they get, the better they're gonna perform, man.
King Quest said he was the coach at Bishop Sycamore. Oh Lord. Cartier Walker came with no. He said he was coaching the Little Giants.
Alpha.
Boy, please, boy. He was about as relevant as Al Bundy talking about he scored 4 touchdowns in the national title game, boy.
He's Al Bundy. Al Bundy, man.
Al Bundy lived and died by that 4 touchdown game at the championship game in high school. He lived and died by that. But this is the one thing that we really saying is like, you can have your opinion, and like I said, you can say, well, it's how you feel, but if you got somebody that's been doing it for a long time and you're trying to tell them how to do their job, and they've been doing this thing a lot longer, like I said, DLed, yes, he may have been a secondary coach of the year up in Smyrna somewhere. I don't even know. I don't think he said a damn school. He just said Smyrna. You're in the media for a reason, bro. Because if it was that big a deal, your ass would still be coaching right now. What did Ken Mutombo say? No.
Yeah, man. Well, Tevon Turner, man. We're gonna rest DLed. We're gonna put DLed to rest. We done, you know what I mean? Hey, what do you think of what do you do with Ridley after next season? What do y'all think about that? What y'all think we do with Ridley after next season?
It depends on the rest of the season. Because right
Have you seen
now,
enough?
that's why I said you ain't seen enough. Because I know people were talking about trading him before the trade deadline, but the issue is this is the first season you've seen him without Julio. And the thing about it is you haven't really seen enough. So, like, what value are you really going to get from him? Because teams right now are not looking at giving up first and second round, hell, maybe even third round picks based on potentially being a number one. They want to, like this is different. This NFL is different now because these coaches and these GMs ain't got time. You got to be on point from every move you got to make. Got to be on point, or you're gonna get your ass fired. So like I said, it's just gonna depend on how it pans out the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, so far he's been looking real pedestrian. You know, he hasn't done anything to help his stock, and the rest of these teams see the same thing we see, and the coaching staff see. And then, like you said, they're not going to offer. His stock is low. It's probably lowest it's ever been. For its trade value, you know, is you might get a third, fourth. You know, if Julio got a second, really right now probably gets you a 4th round pick. You know what I mean? And at the most you can probably hope for is a 4th round with the conditions like, oh, if you meet some playing time, you know. But where them ankles built up, man. You know, really, I don't know. I wouldn't want to do it. So I think we ride this year out with him. It's either going to be either we re-sign him for either. I think what's going to end up happening is he's going to play himself into a team-friendly contract. You know, that big money that he was expecting and projecting to get based on his previous performance, showing right now what he showed. Unless he turned it around, like you said, Kstylz, there's a lot of football left. So he very well could turn it around and have one of the great second halves put together strong second half of the season. You'd be like, well, damn, like, all right, maybe he is the number one, but he just hasn't impressed thus far.
Right. Because they don't need to go down that stigma of well, if I say if they're gonna, even if he doesn't have a great season. Yeah. Like the only thing I see the Falcons may do, they may franchise tag him. I don't think that's a good idea. But but that's real risky right there.
That takes real money. You know what I mean? That's
exactly.
The money is there. Like I said, the money will be there this off season. So it's not so much that, it's how much of the money that you want to, delegate to giving to Calvin Ridley. And at this point in time, from what we've seen so far, there's no way in hell I'm re-signing him. I'm just going to be honest. We can get a better production as we've seen from a rookie receiver. We've seen Jamal Chase and how he turned his quote unquote struggles around. Yeah, Kyle Pitts. We've seen what he's done. It's a lot of guys, especially at the tight end position. When you have a guy like Arthur Smith, who his offense is pretty much predicated off what he does with his receivers, his tight end and his running back. So does he really need a Calvin Ridley? He does, but he's not giving us Calvin Ridley numbers in production. So at this point, what do we do with Calvin after it's a long season. I'll just say that it's a long season. I don't know. I want us to finish it out, but just based on right now, I'm trading him during the draft. If I can trade him just based on what I've seen up until this point, I'm trading him as soon as the last game of the NFL season happens. I'm getting on the phone and I'm looking for a trade partner. I'm not wasting no more time just based on what I've seen so far. I still believe that he can turn it around. He can turn it around. He does have the talent to turn around. But until you show us what you can do, because this is a new scheme. No more is it catered to the receivers like former friend, aka Dirk Cutter does. He gonna make sure his receivers get the ball, but he's gonna get the receivers the ball in a safe environment. And this offense, you're gonna have to be physical. This team, you're gonna have to be physical. And right now, he's not showing that. So, like I said before, he does have the talent. I believe he will turn it, but I can sit up and tell you about what I believe all day. We can tell you about what we believe. We need to see that shit on the field. I don't want to wish anymore. I'm tired of wishing. I'm tired of making predictions. Get your ass on the field and perform. And that's what the NFL is all about. Stop talking and perform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because right now, looking at Calvin Ridley so far this season, at the pace that he's going, if he doesn't really step it up, he has 281 receiving yards in 5 games.
Bless his heart.
Right. And
Bless his heart.
But if he doesn't improve, like you said, you looking at that 5-game stretch, the way they're looking right now, this dude literally on pace to have under 800 receiving yards.
Mm-hmm.
If he goes at this same pace right now. And the thing about it is, you're not gonna get nothing for that.
Nah.
Now, especially if you're talking about somebody trying to trade somebody for as their number 1 receiver commodity. But it's not like okay, Calvin Ridley has a potential to have another year under this offense to where he can. Okay, we say, well, this might not be his year in this offense, but maybe the next year he may flourish. He's already on the last year.
Yeah,
am I right?
Or yeah, I believe it's the last year.
So
this is the 5th-year extension.
This option. They exercise the 5th-year option. So this is the last year.
Okay. So so it's like I said, it's gonna be interesting. But unless Calvin really pull off about 4 games where he's catching for 150 plus yards, it's not looking good for him right now.
I mean, the thing is, with Ridley, I think they kind of give me some hope. I mean, he's talented. He's very talented. He's one of the best route runners in the league, hands down. And that's not something just to, just to sweep under, like overlook. So the talent is there. I question if there's been some discussions with his agent or somebody that dropped put a bug in there, like, hey, they're not going to resign you, or hey, they looking to trade you, where it's something off the field that is made him where he's not selling out. Where he is, as somebody said, he's moonwalking, he's going backwards. He ain't looking for contact, because you know what? I ain't trying to get her to mess this money up. I might have a bad whatever, but I ain't gonna risk it all for this team. That's what I speculate and kind of wonder. But obviously, we don't have anything to base it off of, just mere speculation. But I wonder, just based on his performance, because you just don't. I mean, he got real live talent, undeniable talent.
Mm-hmm.
And he is the premier route receiver. And I'm sure trading Julio, they felt confident that, well, yeah, he's not a physical freak like Julio. They don't make too many like them anyway. But he's a damn good receiver, and he brings a lot to the table.
The good thing about his contract, and I just looked at it, is that they exercise. So this is his 4th year, but going into his 5th year. That's the year where the Falcons can. That's why I say it makes him that much more valuable for the team, because now they're going to be teams that look at him and say, okay, I can do something with him. It's like the NBA with those 1-year contracts. He's on that last year of his contract. He either keep him trade him for a first, second round, third round pick, and see what you can do with that. If he balls out, you in fact you are impressed with what he can give you at a team, then you give him that extension. But I think again, I think this is the perfect opportunity for the Atlanta Falcons, not so much Calvin Ridley, because he's still in a position where he has to prove his worth. And one thing that's not in his favor is that he's 28. He's going to be 28 years old this year.
Yeah.
So he got one chance to really, like, he cannot drop the ball this year. He has to ball out from this point on. No more excuses. He got to ball out. And right now, he's not looking like that guy.
Yeah, because he was one of the older wide receivers when he came in. So, yeah, like you said, he has one opportunity for one more contract.
Yeah,
one big contract.
Yeah, he was 24 when he came in.
Damn. So, yeah. Uncle really.
Yeah, he about to hit that He got 2 more years before he hit that stage in the NFL.
Status, sure. He OG status right now. He made over 25, but he hit Unc status real soon. It's coming. Gotta secure that bag.
Yeah, so that's one of the main things. Like you said, the NFL, especially when you're looking at the NFL, they looking at them ages too now because and they're also looking at he doesn't have that Julio on the other side of him. Like this is why I originally said, and yes, I originally said that we don't like at the rate that he's going, it's looking like it might hopefully not. It could possibly go down that Juju Smith-Schuster road. And like I said, you don't want that going down like that.
No, we don't want that.
He's 27. He'll be 27 in December. All right, he's 26, but he's in a month or so he'll be 27.
Okay.
So he.
But that still doesn't make it any better. He came in the league.
It really don't.
They don't make any. So it really doesn't matter. A lot of these guys like Kyle Pitts are coming in at 19, like 20 years old, 21 years old. He came in at 24.
Yeah, because like I said, if he balls out, he has an opportunity to get at least two contracts. But that's the main thing. Like you said, these franchises ain't really got no patience like that, and
not for receivers.
No.
Hold on. Here's a comment that I saw, and this was Slimy D man. He's like, "Why would they trade Ridley after they traded Julio? This is a different offense. This ain't the same offense."
You just said it. You literally just said it.
It's not the same offense. This is not an offense that's predicated on the wide receivers being the predominant guys.
Like you literally just said it with that same comment. You literally just said it. They traded Julio. He ain't Julio. So if they trade Julio, you really believe that they won't trade Calvin Ridley, who's not Julio?
Right.
So I think this regime, though, one thing they've shown, even though they did show Julio, they need to win it, you know. So I don't think Arthur Smith, Dean Pease, nobody on that staff is trying to punt this year. They definitely shown that they're playing to win. Even you could tell by them not even putting some of the young guys like Richard Grant and giving them the time that people have been wanting because, hey, they got more experienced veterans who are more so likely to give them some, you know, better minutes out there in the field. But I don't see them trading really. And if they do, I think that's a sign that they may be punting. But I think if we was going to punt, we would have drafted Justin Fields or we would have did something like that. You know, they're not punting the season away. They're trying to win. Go ahead.
Whoo, time.
Hold on, do it like this.
I don't know how many times. I don't know how many times I'm gonna have to just say this. Okay? Ain't nobody fucking saying that he has to be Julio. Okay? Let's just stop that. We're not saying that he has to be Julio. Just catch the goddamn ball. He's dropping easy passes. He's running backwards. He's not doing his job as a number one receiver, not even a number two right now. So it has nothing to do with Julio. We're not trying to compare him to Julio. We're not trying to compare him to damn Muhammad Sanu. He's not being the best receiver, period.
Yeah.
Okay? That ain't not like this. This has nothing to do about comparing him to who or whatever. It's not what he did last year. This year, he's not even catching the damn ball. That's the problem. We can talk about all what you did in 1922 and 1930. None of that shit matters. It's about what you doing right now. Right now, Calvin Ridley is playing like absolute horseshit. Excuse me, okay? This is what we're talking about. This is the same reason why I always hold my opinions and thoughts on quarterbacks and players, because we always get so hyped over one season. Guys like Lamar Jackson put up the MVP numbers. He threw for 3,000 yards and rushed for 1,200 yards. And the next year, he barely threw on for 3,000 again. Stop crowning these guys great players before they actually show you what they are all about. We got 3 quarterbacks right now in the NFL that went 1, 2, 3, and every last one of them suck like hell. Besides, in the first 15. All right, I'm just take that back because Trevor Lawrence doing his thing. Not gonna hate on him, but we got Trey Lance, we got Wilson, and we got Fields. They playing like absolute horse shit right now. But they're young quarterbacks. But the media and a lot of these analysts, a lot of these football players label these guys great before they even had the opportunity to prove themselves. So it's all about proving yourself right now. Calvin Ridley isn't proving himself as a receiver, period. That's where the focus is. We got to get what we can get out of it. And right now, and let's be honest, Kyle Pitts ain't even a wide receiver. He ain't even learned how to run the proper routes yet. Run NFL routes yet. And this dude is almost breaking NFL records. As a matter of fact, he just broke an NFL record. He ain't even learned the game yet. And he's doing that. So, got to give these guys time. Got to give them time. But at this point in time, when you're in your 4th year, 4th, okay?
Yeah.
4th. Mm-hmm. This is not 1, 2. This is not his 1st year. This is not his 2nd year. This is kind of really 4th year. And if you're struggling in your 4th year, are you really that damn good? Let's just be honest.
Let me ask you a question, Mike. So check this out. So this is, we as a fan base have a tendency to have a lot of recency bias and whatever. And as you stated, this is really his 4th year. But through his first 3 years, he showed a lot of promise and production. Do you let this season, even though it may not be the ideal, if it is a slump season or a down year, do you let this overshadow what he did his first 3 years? Does this season make you think, okay, well, really is washed, really is whatever? Maybe we should move on from him. Or do you say, okay, well, we're gonna believe in you. We're gonna ride with you. You got a down year. But some people have bad days, some people have a down year. It happens. You know what I mean? Do we let this overshadow his body of work for the first 3 years?
Financially, absolutely.
Okay.
Financially, absolutely, you do.
Okay.
Because you can't financially, you can't. Can you like? Well, let's just make for instance, this is the exact same thing that we did under Thomas Dimitrov. When you talk about, crowning guys, we gave Robert Alford $40 million when he had one good year. We gave Devontae Freeman $42 million. He labeled him one of the best. I knew that would go get you. I knew that would get you. So financially, yes, you do have to. You have to say financially. Okay, you had a down year this year. I don't know if I can give you $150 million because you did not. You weren't consistent with your numbers. All right. Yeah. Granted that there's there's a learning curve with different coaches, but I can't, as a GM, I can't take that risk. We did the same risk that we took under Thomas Dimitrov.
Okay. I mean, yeah, that's true. I remember Dimitrov. Yeah, he definitely he's the reason we in this predicament now. But go ahead, Kay.
But one of the main issues that I see with Calvin Ridley right now is, and this is and from what you were saying as far as like where's his status at. See, like I said, if he got one more year here, and then they were signing for that 5th-year option. See, like I said, this could be a throw year. Now, the previous years before that, he was the number 2. So now people are going to be looking at, okay, did his numbers dip this low because he didn't have coverages rolling to him, or he didn't have to worry about those responsibilities as what Julio had to deal with? Like I said, Calvin, and we gonna say this again, and I think I haven't said this yet. Calvin really is a damn good receiver.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But the only issue is that this offense deals with different types of receivers that Calvin Ridley is not.
Uh-huh.
Because if you look at Tennessee, if you look at the Tennessee wide receiver that Arthur Smith had, like I said, Janu Smith is what he wants. AJ Brown is a big boy. Corey Davis, big boy. These are guys that are used to catching the ball in traffic. These are guys, they may not like Corey Davis may not be the greatest receiver in the league or the best route runner, but you have to have a certain mentality in this offense. That's why you're starting to see a little bit more of Tajay Sharp in his offense. He has rapport with Arthur Smith and knows what Arthur Smith wants. Now, Tajay Sharp is not that good as far as him playing him like a lot. But Tajay, but when they needed those third down pickups, or when they needed like to get to that third and short, Tajay Sharp is always the one catching them balls.
Yeah.
Like I said, Calvin Ridley right now he's trying to figure himself out as far as what his role is here, because like we said, being the number 1 wide receiver and being the number 2 is completely different. It's not even in the skill set, it's in the mindset.
In this offense, he's in this offense in itself. The offense is predicated on the tight end. That's the reason why they went out and got Kyle Pitts, because it's predicated on getting the tight ends the ball. So that's why I said financially, you can't take that risk to say, especially when the offense is designed to get the ball, to guys like Cordero Patterson, Mike Davis. You even see Hayden Hurst and Lee Smith catching the ball before a lot of wide receivers catch it. So basically financially, that's why I said financially and not skill set wise, because when you talk about skill set, you put Calvin Ridley on the Green Bay Packers, I guarantee he'll have 1,400 yards, because based on that offense, he's gonna put up numbers. But in this offense, I cannot give Calvin Ridley that money, because guess what? Arthur Smith has shown us that he likes to spread the ball around. Right.
It's not predicated on trying to give 15 targets to one guy every week. It's about feeding the hot hand. That's why before Kyle Pitts done went on this 2-game stretch with over 110 yards, that's why you saw a lot of Cordero Patterson getting a lot of these passes, running these hook routes, running these routes outside and these swing routes and stuff like that, because it was about feeding the hot hand. And Nathan said, wasn't he a number 1 in Alabama?
No.
You got to remember, Alabama had Jerry Jeudy,
Henry Ruggs.
Was Ruggs there?
Henry Ruggs was gone. He might have been.
No. I think he. Ruggs wasn't there yet. They had Devonta Smith. They had Jared Jeudy. You had Najee Harris. OJ Howard. I think OJ Howard was before that. I think he might have been like I think OJ Howard came out the year before that. But the thing about it is, Alabama was surrounded with a lot of talent to where you couldn't focus on one guy.
Mm-hmm.
See, like I said, right now, Calvin Ridley, I think he's kind of feeling more of the pressure of trying to live up to that Julio status. Like, oh, damn, I got to be the guy now. Instead of just being Calvin Ridley, just be yourself. Like you said, your role may not necessarily be well on the outside. Like I said, in this type of offense, Calvin Ridley would damn sure be very, very beneficial in the slot in this offense. This is like I said, right now in this type of offense, he would be better suited as a slot. That doesn't mean he ain't good. Like you said, it's just certain roles and like certain routes that he specializes in this offense. They don't run those on the outside like that.
No.
They run them in the slot inside. So, and you have to think about it. We pass the ball damn near 36 to 40 times a game right now. So there's opportunities there. So, like I said, I think it's just more so of Calvin Ridley. I think it's more so Calvin Ridley. I think he just feeling the pressure. He might be feeling the pressure of trying to take that mantle from Julio. And like I said, it's not correlating on the
really
field.
Didn't have time to prepare for it. And that's why I say Julio Jones, it's like this is the negative of him being selfish in that position. Because a lot of guys like Julio had time to take over the reins, like he was prepared for Roddy White not being here. He was prepared for, Tony Gonzalez not being there. Like he was slowly put into that position. Calvin really never had that time to like really just like, all right, I'm the guy now. All right, this year I got all the balls and I can go to the offseason and start working on being the leader, like knowing the offense. Like he didn't have any of that time. So that's why I was like, even now, I was like, look, yeah, he's not performing well, but Julio put him in a position where he wasn't ready for that. And that's why I say, as a teammate, this is the things that, a lot of players, especially as a guy like Matt Ryan being a quarterback, like he's patient with a lot of guys because guess what? Like a lot of these guys, it takes time for them to get it. We seeing Richie Grant slowly. It's week 8, and he's slowly starting to get it. We slowly starting to see, a Jalen Hawkins starting to get it. These guys, it take time. So that's why I always say I'm a little bit more lenient as far as Calvin Ridley is concerned, is because, he didn't have time to like put in, because like I said, this is a whole new offense. He was not in the West Coast offense at 16 with Julio. This system right now with Arthur Smith is almost identical to what Kyle Shanahan runs. He doesn't know that offense.
I got to disagree with you on that one, Mike. I think you can't say he ain't got time. What they always say about time, you make time for what you want. He's a professional athlete in the National Football League.
Let me say this real quick. I didn't want to really come out and say it. I just don't think he's as smart as other receivers. And like I said, I didn't want to say it like that.
So you think he
like
don't
some receivers catch on faster than other guys? Like it takes. Not everybody is an Ed Reed. Ed Reed, Troy Polamalu, you put those guys on the field, they'll get it just like that. And I don't think I'm not saying he's stupid. I'm not saying that, but some receivers and some people don't catch on. Not everybody is Tom Brady, who's cerebral. Not everybody is Peyton Manning, who's cerebral. Not everybody is Matt Ryan, who's cerebral. These guys, you can put them with any coach, any system, and they're gonna pick that shit up like that. I don't think that's Calvin Ridley's strength.
I think what Mike is more so saying is, like I said, it's the responsibility of that number one receiver. I think that's really what it comes down to. Because you have to think about it. when you're the number 2 receiver, well, when you're the number 1 receiver, what are the main things we saw from Julio? You got the coverage to your side.
Yeah.
The other guys look up to you to make that play. You got to get those first downs. You got to lead by example. You got to be the tone
Coach
setter.
on the field. You got to be a coach on the field too.
And what it is Calvin Ridley, like I said, and you also have to think about it. The Julio thing came out of nowhere, so it ain't like this was something that was prepared for him. Nobody knew Julio wanted out.
It probably brewing in the background though. It could have been something else, you know what I mean? I think he was behind the scenes.
Yeah. But as us Falcons fans, we should know this. There was one particular receiver that we had in our history that's kind of going down this same road right now. I don't want to say his name, but I gotta say it. Remember when Peerless Price got signed here in Atlanta? Everybody thought he was gonna be the number 1.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna have to bring it up. I'm sorry, y'all. Y'all can crack jokes on me. The people can crack jokes on me when I say Peerless Price.
Though.
No. What it is Peerless Price.
Yeah,
Peerless Price was a number 2 in Buffalo because Eric Mose himself is a legendary type receiver to me.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was in Buffalo, he had almost 1,300 yards in Buffalo. That's what prompted Atlanta to get him because they're looking at the numbers. They look at the numbers like, oh, shit, he could possibly be our number 1 down here. Now, Michael Vick's accuracy wasn't the greatest, but you can kind of tell Peerless Price trying to be that number 1 wasn't working because that's something that he wasn't used to. That's something mentally that he couldn't fathom. But at the end of the day, like I said, this is what Calvin Ridley is going down right now. He's trying to find his mindset right now, he's trying to fathom that number 1 responsibility. Because at the end of the day, you are the tone setter. And when these guys looking at you, catching the ball, you close to the first down line and you running backwards, or you dropping the ball in close vicinity, those are energy plays that they look for the leaders. That's the number 1 receiver is the leader, is one of the leaders in the locker room. And like I said, it's just one of those cases where he's trying to figure it out. Maybe mentally he just not that's not his game. Like you could be a great, like I say, he's a great wide, like I say, he's a great route runner and everything, but these guys are looking for you to set a tone. They're looking for you to be that guy to be like, okay, I'm gonna do this. See, now we got happy because when Julio went down last year, Calvin really started pulling off those 100-yard games. It was 105, 115, such and such, back to back to back to back. But the issue that we look at is, by looking back at it, is they didn't take him as serious as far as being the number 1 target, because everybody thought, okay, without Julio, Matt Ryan ain't got nobody to throw to. And now Calvin Ridley is catching these passes, these deep flat routes, and getting these 100-yard games. So it's like, oh shit, oh, we might potentially have a number 1. So the teams didn't really look at Calvin Ridley and take him seriously. He was just another cog in the machine.
So with that though, so that's one of the things that I thought about too when Mike was speaking, that Julio was out. He had his share of absences and targets and whatever like that. But really did perform. He showed up, but at the same time, just like the offensive players, the defensive players earned their check too. And they should. They have, you know what I mean? And, you know, I think even though we didn't have anybody else, you know what I mean? We didn't have anybody. Who else with him to game plan for then, really? So I think really showed that he's capable last year. I think this year is a different scheme. And yeah, he may not be the number 1 receiver in the pecking order this year. But I think even with that though, you draft the tight end at number 4. He's not just a tight end. You see they use him out wide. They have him playing wide receiver. They got him playing, different splits and everything like that. So he's a weapon. So they drafted another physical freak. He's not Julio. He's Kyle Pitts, but he's a 6'6", 240 physical freak, and he's going to demand attention. And the more he continues to produce like he has the last few weeks, I think it's going to take away some pressure from Calvin Ridley. It's going to make I'm not saying all the defense is going to roll their coverages to Pitts and start game planning for him or trying to spy and double and bracket him and everything like that. But I mean, they may. But at the same time, I think Calvin showed that he's capable.
Let me paint a picture for you. All right. Yeah. This is the reason why it's completely different for him. All right. Let's just take basketball analogy for you. You got a guy like Steph Curry. And you got, Klay Thompson next to him.
Yeah.
Is Steph Curry still Steph Curry? Of course he is. But when you got Klay sitting on a wing on the exact same size, you got Steph at the top of the key, and you got Klay. Mm-hmm. That secondary, let's just say whoever's guarding Klay, is this guy gonna run towards Steph, like double Steph, or he's gonna hesitate because, damn man, I can't go nowhere because damn this Klay right here, and Klay can put up 60 in 30 seconds. You know what I'm saying? Like Klay can do that at any given time. Yeah, and that's kind of how teams are looking at it now. I got Julio. Julio isn't there right now. We know Kyle Pitts could potentially be there, but he isn't that yet. So right now, that safety, he's gone. He doesn't have to second guess. He doesn't have to play like he's not playing in the middle of the field. He's staying right. He's going when Calvin really goes deep. He's going. He doesn't have to hesitate. When you create that hesitation, like that's when Calvin really he eats. It's about that hesitation. But right now, we don't have it. Those safeties going straight at him. And, a guy like Calvin Ridley, he can take advantage of those, that hesitation. Until we get that guy, until we realize what Kyle Pitts really is, and that's why I feel as though it's like things are really going to change. You're going to start to see Calvin Ridley get those passes. Is because now everybody sees what Kyle Pitts really is. We know that he's an animal right now. So that's why I say until we establish who the true number one in this offense, is it Calvin or is it Kyle? And right now, it's looking like it's going to be Kyle Pitts. And once we know that for certain, that's when we're going to see the real Calvin Ridley, because he doesn't know if he's the number one, and the offense doesn't know if he's the real number one.
Okay. I think this week against the Panthers is going to be interesting because it's another week for him to come in and show for Calvin to come in and for the whole team, but especially Calvin, somebody up against this contract here, come in and produce and show that he is capable of being whatever he is, a starting wide receiver in the NFL at this point, because that's what he's struggling to show, that he's not starting wide receiver material. He hasn't shown that this year so far. So hopefully, he's healthy. He can come in and do his thing, and all this will be just, distant memory or whatever you call it. It's history.
Yeah. Like you said, it's just all about the mindset at the end. At the end of the day, it's more mental than physical anyway.
Absolutely.
It's all it is. And like you said, he got all the skills, but right now, the biggest skill that he's not really processing right now is the mentality behind it.
Yeah.
All right, what Denzel?
That's real.
I almost said Denzel Curry. I was about to say, no, it's Denzel Curry. He said, who do you think going to guard Pitts Sunday?
Denzel Curry. Yeah.
But they're going to try to throw everything in. They're going to throw everybody.
Everybody.
It's going to take a village.
Linebackers, DB, like everybody. Like corners, you're going to see everybody on him. And that's why I say it's difficult for Kyle really kind of find his place with this team because you do have a guy like Kyle Pitts who's just everything. And again, in his offense right now, we don't know who that true number one is. As much as we like to say Calvin really is that guy, but Kyle Pitts is looking like an absolute monster. So from week to week, until Calvin really feel where he in his head where he fits in his offense, you know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's like playing with a Trae Young. Like, are you going to be a 3-point shooter? You know, like you know, like Kevin Huter, or because you got a guy like, you know, Trae Young who can not only shoot from the 3-point line, but he can drive, he can pass the ball, he's an excellent passer, he can do all these different types of things. So what are you gonna do? Is Trae is he gonna drive to the hole and he gonna dish it off, or he gonna like shoot? It's so many variables with a guy like Kyle Pitts because he can do it all. He can live. That's the dynamic that we have with this team. He can block. He's a tight end. He can line up outside. And then you got a guy like Calvin Ridley. We know he's a deep threat. But when you have a Kyle Pitts who's doing everything, you got a Cordero Patterson who can do everything. Where does Calvin Ridley fit? And I think that's the issue that is bothering him because we have so many dynamic weapons on this offense.
Yeah.
We ain't got position. We really don't have like if you look at Kyle Pitts and Cordell Patterson, they're not position players. They're just football players right now. And that's the way that they're using them. But B Strong came here with the $2
super chat.
Yes, sir. Holla, holla, holla. He said, "Do you think Matt Pease would make a good DC?" Hey, as long as you learning from your dad, as long as you learning from your daddy. You stay under your dad's shadow and learn everything you can. It's a possibility. I mean, you got a whole bunch of knowledge there.
We got to get some talent, though. We got to get some players on that side. If you spend some of that money, that's why I agree with Mike for as not necessarily putting that money on really, especially if you don't produce. And put that money on defense because defense is, we definitely need some, we could use some quality players. We could use a couple of people like, when the last time we had a defensive prospect, kind of like Cordell Patterson, to come in and produce, like show up and be like, bring excitement, you know? Debo, you know what I mean, did, you know, still do. I ain't gonna knock him. Debo do, but we haven't had nobody that we bring in off of free agency, some free agents that we brought in and just like, man, they can't really produce. That was a good free agent signing. Like,
I think if you're talking about free agent, it ain't really been too many. I mean, you had, I think the last one, if you're talking about free agency wise,
Abraham.
I wouldn't even go that far. I mean, Abraham definitely, but I wouldn't even go that far. I would say Don Terry Poe may have been the last one because him and Grady as a tandem was that was something special right there.
Yeah, that was
the first. Like Grady had even the Super Bowl year. If you look at the Super Bowl year, I mean, I know this ain't free agency, but we're just looking at players in general. Yeah. You had Jonathan Babineau, you had Dwight Freeney, you had Adrian Claiborne, you had Tyson Jackson. And like I said, the thing about these guys was these guys were big enough to where they took the pressure off of Grady. Because if Falcons would have won that Super Bowl, I think Grady would have won the MVP that Super Bowl.
Easy.
He had like 3.5 sacks in that Super Bowl. That was almost, wasn't that a Super Bowl record or was that tied for a Super Bowl record or something like that?
It was tied.
Yeah. So, I understand what you're saying about that. Because John Abraham, I remember when John Abraham got signed.
Oh, yeah. But you're right. Poe was definitely, he was a big, I forgot about Poe. Poe and Asante Samuel.
Asante Samuel was another one.
Yeah, those two were definitely some, but I mean, we talking how many years? You know what I mean? It haven't been much.
John Abraham, boy, you going back damn near 13 years for that shit.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So, and even Poe, with Dontae Poe, that's the last big defensive tackle we've had.
That was worth it, man.
Everybody else been slim thick. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else been light ass. You know what I mean?
Man, more like bony as hell. That's what that was, boy.
Hey,
Hell
man,
no.
they barely 300 pounds. We converting defensive ends to defensive tackles. Like that's like he was playing Madden. Dan Quinn was playing Madden over there. Like, oh, this defensive end, he's 285.
But we'd have kept Dan Quinn in longer, boy. We'd have had the first 225-pound defensive tackle, boy. I'm telling you.
It was coming. It was
Oh,
coming.
come on, bro. That man was already trying to make. He was already trying to make John Comiskey that defensive tackle next to Grady.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Cardiac Walker here said, "Would you rather have DLed or Raheem Morris as your defensive coordinator?"
Man, be quiet. Be quiet. Be quiet.
Next, Cardiac fool, man. He said DLed.
Boy, please. I wouldn't have DLed coach the defense on the goddamn Super Bowl puppy team. I fuck that.
Mr. Bowtie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, a lot of people. Bubblegum said no love for Paul Soliai. No.
Nah, bro.
Hold on. No. Let me say this. Because I actually had someone say this earlier. Like they gave me a question there earlier about Tyson Jackson, Soliai, and saying those guys were horrible picks. They were absolutely not horrible signings. I mean, the reason why they didn't work out is because they couldn't make the damn mind up. What the hell was the defense? We don't know if they were trying to be a 3-4 or a 4-3. You got Rashid Hayman, Tyson Jackson, and Paul Soliai as your pass rushers. And you like that's what they was doing. So it wasn't that they were bad. It's that Mike Smith and Mike whatever the other dude named Mike something.
Richard Smith.
No, it was Mike.
Mike. Damn.
What he was with the Cowboys. Mike Nolan. They couldn't make the damn mind up whether they're gonna be a 3. Like I said, it was a rotation. It was Rashid Hayman, Tyson Jackson, and Paul Soliai, and they had Corey Bierman as the outside linebacker. I think he was the third. He was the pass rusher on that team. So they had Rashid Hayman.
No. I know what you're talking about. It wasn't the 3-4 to 4-3. I remember that defense that year.
Mm-hmm.
It was a 4-2-5 nickel defense. That's what they were trying to do. It was a 4-2-5 nickel defense. I remember that.
Yes. So they were good players, but when you got a dumb scheme, like it makes players look worse than what they actually are. So it wasn't that they were bad, man. They were actually good football players.
They were overpaid though. We paid them a lot of money.
I was looking at the financial aspect.
Okay.
That's what I was looking at.
Yeah, I agree there.
Yeah, it was the financial, but then it was also the coaches that didn't put him in the right. Because when Paul Soliai was in Miami, he was the nose tackle in the 3-4 defense, and then they brought him here. Then he ended up being a defensive tackle in a 4-2-5 defense.
Bruh. I was like, oh my goodness.
They had an identity crisis.
Yeah. But that's like I said, that shit was interesting because I was like, you got a lot of big ass defensive tackles. Why the hell are we playing a nickel defense with 3 defensive tackles?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey man, I'm glad we having this conversation though, because like get it from all viewpoints. Like I said, man, that oh wow.
All right, Brett. Hey, look,
man, don't remind me about Corey Bierman being.
He said Corey Bierman was a nickelback. My man playing.
Hey, I'm about to say update. Braves are up 1-0, bottom of the third, bases loaded.
All right.
Oh, sweet. Okay. I think Duval is up.
All you gotta do is just hit a sack fly. That's all we need. We need the sack fly for that. But yeah, Corey Bierman was another one of those players where it was like, what is his role? Like he specialized in nothing, but he was out there trying to do his best.
He had naked pictures of somebody. It was blackmail. That's it. He had to have naked pictures. Somebody in the organization, some kind of Illuminati sacrifice he witnessed. Something had to go on. I mean, he had no reason playing. I don't think he played anywhere after he left Atlanta. Like,
no, a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't.
Yeah, it's one-stop shop.
All right. Hold on. Here you go. We got a question here. Kawabina Achina said, who is the Falcons Mount Rushmore? I have Vic, Julio, Ryan, and Jamal Anderson. That's tough. Like I said, that's tough right there. Cause then, like I said, you got to still put Deion Sanders up.
I mean, why does Michael
even though he only plays
why is Vic on the Mount Rushmore? Because he's the all-time lead. Like, he's not even the all-time leading rusher. Like, the only thing that he has is the all-time like rushing for quarterbacks. But like why did he deserve to be a Mount Rushmore?
I said that, like I said, that's why I said that. That's why I said with that one, it's kind of tough because I can see why they say they're looking at Vic more so for
shit. Nope.
Nope. Yeah. Like I said, I would like I said
up there too.
Yeah, no. This is what I was gonna say. Like I said, because if you look at Matt Ryan got all the passing records. He's number one, so you have to put him up there. Julio got all the receiving records. Like I said, Jamal Anderson is. That's the crazy thing about Jamal Anderson though, because I got you leaving out Jesse Tuggle. That's my issue. You can't have a Mount Rushmore without Jesse Tuggle, bro. You can't.
Yeah.
Or Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
That's why I say it was tough. Cause you can't leave those two out of there. Not the hammer.
Brent Grimes. Hell, I put Brent Grimes before I put Vic on there. Shit. Optimus Grimes is balling here. At least he produced.
It's disrespectful to a lot of legends. Like Deion Sanders, Andre Rison, as much as he had, like Andre Rison had a good career here in Atlanta, and just a good career. Chuck Smith,
Terrence Mathis. This dude right here.
Yeah, Terrence Mathis. Terrence Mathis. You know what I'm saying? That's why I
said Vic had a good run, but when you look at Vic, you looking at it was only a short period of time where you got the other guys who put in longer time. Like you said, Terrence Mathis right here. He put in time. Jesse Tuggle put in time. Chuck Smith put in time. Like that's the only thing. That's the only thing.
Mike Ken. Mike Ken is a legend, bro. Come on, bro. Ken. Bob Whitfield. Those are great tackles. Like Vic can, like I said, Vic had a 4-year run. Let's be real. Had a 4-year legendary run. If you want to talk about impact, maybe you can throw him on. Like maybe you can even impact. You can say maybe. It's like there's just so many players on this, and it's like I said, Tommy Nobis is another guy who gives absolutely no love. One of the greatest linebackers of all time. You know. What about Scott Case? Claude Humphrey, another defensive end. Come on, bro. That's disrespectful to a lot of these legends to say Michael Vick.
Like I said, it's too many guys right here. Scott Case was a hitter and he led the league. He had the record for interceptions in a season.
Rod Coleman was Grady Jarrett.
Coleman, monster, boy.
Yeah, boy.
Before his knee injury, that dude was putting up 10 sacks every year at defensive tackle.
And he was undersized too.
Right. Jeff Van Note. And Stone Decatur here says those blackout days. Hell, they had blackout. Hey, like you said, even when you talk about those blackout days, you have to look at the other guys. You have to look at the other guys that put in the longer work. Like I said, Vic brought the excitement. Like I said, Vic was the new generation. He is what he is. He was what everybody in Atlanta wanted to see. He is what everybody aspired to be. Because if we think about it, a lot of the Falcon fans that are here now that says that were guys that really didn't know about these past guys that did a lot of work. Like you said, the Jeff Van Notes, the Mike Kens, the Jesse Tuck. Like I said, I'm not putting Vic over Jesse Tuck. I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Hey, hell no. I would take Vic out there and put Jesse Tuggle in there. Cause bro, the Hammer, nigga, your name is the Hammer.
The son of the Hammer. All right, that man got legendary genes, bro. That man got legendary genes.
Hell no.
Everybody, a lot of people don't know he's the son of the Hammer, all right? But that's the son of the Hammer, Grady Jerry, okay?
Yeah. Because, like I said, Vic was prime time, but was prime time, and we talk about Matt Ryan and the record that he has as far as his winning percentage and stuff like that. Is it really prime time when you've only been to the playoffs twice? Like, it's prime time because it sells tickets.
Yeah.
See, we're looking at the selling tickets aspect of it. Because let's be honest, when Vic was here, nobody really gave a shit about the Falcons. Let's be honest.
Let's just be honest. You're talking about here selling tickets, man. Ja Rule out here still selling tickets. So come on, bro.
Do I need to bring up the Greek food commercial again?
Right. Come on, man. Selling tickets, that's the easiest thing you can do in the NFL is sell tickets. All you gotta do is sign a bunch of old people who used to be great.
Well, I say this. You know what? Wait a minute. Now, Vic was he did bring excitement.
He brought it. And then, like I said,
but it's not.
We all ate it up. We was all fans for it.
Yeah, it's not easy to do what he did.
Absolutely.
He don't deserve to be on the Mount Rushmore, but he brought so much energy and just excitement back to the city. It's kind of like reminiscent. I know it's not basketball, but kind of like Trae Young doing for the Hawks. Somebody young, fresh, and it's a game that's so unique where you see somebody launching 30-foot threes. Vic get back there, take off running 4-3. You know what I mean? Outrunning DB, doing things. So it was exciting. It was something to see, and it brought a lot of people. That's why he has so many loyal fans and people that still remember that. They remember the highlight. They don't remember the low lights. They don't remember them the accuracy. None of that.
Fumbling the ball on the 2-yard line and it going out of bounds through the end zone. They don't remember that type of stuff.
No, they ain't never happened. That ain't happened. Fake news. But yeah, man. But yeah, I think Vic definitely not Mount Rushmore. But he was definitely somebody he put seats in. I mean, he put people in the seats. You know what I mean? He was somebody you pay to see. It's kind of like Matt Ryan. And I'm gonna use the analogy, and I know people are gonna hate it. But Matt Ryan is kind of like Mayweather. It ain't sex. Mayweather ain't had no sexy fights. You know what I mean? But he productive. That motherfucker win. He did his thing. Right. Vic was like Tyson. Vic was putting.
Yeah, you wanted to see the first round knockout.
Hey, look,
the first round knockout.
You know what I mean? It was over. It might be over in 30 seconds, but that shit was, yeah. So I use that analogy. Brandon's a little loose. I know Matt Ryan ain't Mayweather, but still, I'm just saying, like, for it's like aesthetically,
yeah. It was boring. That basically just said Matt Ryan is bored.
That's
basically what it comes down to.
yeah, for sure, absolutely. Snooze.
But that's the same thing. Like I said, the thing about it is sometimes the excitement can cover up for the deficiencies that the team really had. Because the team was one-dimensional, though. That's the one thing we don't really talk about is how one-dimensional it is. Yes, we could say the receivers wasn't great, but if I remember correctly, I could remember the guy that everybody says everybody puts as the GOAT as Tom Brady. He didn't have the greatest receivers. Hell, Donovan McNabb didn't have the greatest damn receivers. But the thing about it was you saw the consistent production year to year. See, Michael Vick, when he was here in Atlanta, he peaked with Dan Reeves and it went down. We're talking about passing the ball here. It peaked down every year. Like you said, on average, 54% completion percentage.
Yeah.
That was always one of the worst in the league as far as completion percentage because, like we said, you can say he didn't have the big name receivers, but did these receivers drop every pass that was thrown their way? Like I said, you had to know. You can't say the offensive line was garbage because they was number one in the league for rushing for 4 out of the 5 years he was there.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, they did that. Dan the man said it perfectly. Dan the man said Vic was Deontay Wilder and Matt Ryan's Tyson Fury. Deontay Wilder is a one-trick pony. Hey, he got the hand of
I
thing.
like that. Yeah,
Hey,
that makes sense.
he gonna put you to sleep. He ain't got nothing but a haymaker. He's throwing straight haymaker. Fury guy, you know what I mean? It ain't sexy, but he just be nice.
He's gonna jab you. He's gonna jab you to death. He's gonna. That's all he's gonna do.
Yeah. Deontay Wilder has that one right, and he's looking to throw that one right. He ain't got nothing else after that. And Tyson Fury ate that right up, boy. It was a wrap.
Yeah.
I always, not to get off subject, but every time I see Deontay Wilder fight, I always laugh my ass off because it's the worst. It's like he's the worst boxer in the history of to ever have the title. That dude is just straight up swing for the fence. Ain't no technique in it whatsoever, man.
Yeah, it's effective.
He knocked your ass. He was basically Kimbo. He basically Kimbo Slice.
You got that hand of NyQuil, boy. He putting
What? Motherfucker be like this.
Yeah. Slump.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, he was basically Kimbo Slice. That's how Kimbo Slice was. Kimbo Slice was a bad motherfucker in them backyards. They put that motherfucker in that octagon, boy. He couldn't whoop nobody's ass.
Rest easy, Kimbo. Rest easy.
Rest easy, bro. Hey, look, bro. I met Kimbo Slice at the airport, boy. His entourage is scarier than that mother. His entourage was bigger than him. And they all look the same.
Yeah.
Oh man.
But yeah, if you're talking about that Mount Rushmore, yeah. Like I said, you could say Vic made that impact, but Dion made a way bigger impact for Atlanta than Michael Vick did. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that Dion.
Dion was that dude, bro.
And when we talk about just the franchise and who deserves to be on the Mount Rushmore, you got to start with one person, and it's not going to be popular. But I don't think you can outlook because we're talking about longevity, impact, what he's done, not only with this franchise but in the league. You got to start with Matt Ryan first. You like again, he's not sexy. When you talk about the impact and how many top-ranked defenses, okay? How many top-ranked defenses in his day, in his era, that he's taken down? He destroyed almost them all, from Baltimore to San Francisco to Seattle to Minnesota. He's carved every last one of those defenses up. So he got to start. You got to start with him. And for me, you got to go straight to Dion. I just like Dion. Just oh my God, the dude played offense. He played special teams. He was a defensive back. Like the dude was everything. So it's Matt Ryan, Dion for me, and I got to give Mike Ken his credit because when you talk about offensive linemen, the that dude was an absolute technician. He was one of the few tackles in the history of the game to not really give up a lot of sacks. He never truly gave up sacks. That's how good he was. He was so good. He was boring as shit. It's like looking like you never hear his name. You never hear his name. He tell you all the time. If you go back and watch the interview on Atlanta Sports Unlimited, he goes and tell you all the records that he's like everything that he's accomplished. He was one of the first tackles in the league. When you talk about, to be able to run, I think dude was running like a 4.5. He was on like a 4.5 back in the 80s. That was unheard of. Him and Anthony Munoz were that damn good. You know what I'm saying?
Ant Munoz.
Ant Munoz.
Yeah, man.
And of course, that fourth one for me, I know it's probably the fifth one, but that fourth one, I don't see how you can disrespect the GOAT. And that's Jesse Tuggle. The dude, he was undersized. Nobody wanted him. But when he got his chance, that dude lit the league on fire. Yeah. And I'm talking about he was not only a great run defender, but that dude was picking stuff off and he was taking stuff to the house at his size. So those guys right there, man, I don't think that fifth one is hard. That fifth one is hard. I think if you want to just give Tommy Nobis that just based on his credentials also, compared to a lot of his he's definitely got to be considered one
over Julio.
I don't think Julio. The reason why I don't put Julio there is because I can honestly say that Roddy White had more impact than Julio did.
Check his temperature, Kstylz. Check his temperature.
I mean, look at.
If you actually look at as far as
because like Roddy scored a touchdown. Roddy got in the end zone now. Roddy got in the end zone. He knew how to catch the ball in the end zone. He didn't drop ball wide open.
Woo. What time? It's late over in Georgia. We're about 9 something. You look tired. Y'all tired? Y'all all right? We need a break.
Man,
here's the reason why you will put Julio there because he has the receiving records. Like I said, he put the receiver numbers up. See, the reason why Mike is saying I don't know about Julio is because if you look at all time as far as receivers scoring touchdowns, he's damn near in the bottom 100 of all time.
Uh-huh.
That's the only thing that people is gonna look at. Now, when you look at Roddy White, when you look at red zone efficiency with him, he scores touchdowns. Even when he had the one bad year with Vic. Like I said, Julio is
he's a physical
he's fucking Poseidon in cleats. That's what his ass is. He's a god in cleats.
Right. He's a god, man. Julio's a god. When you talk about his skill set, he's a god, bro.
But the problem is like when you watch Julio, he's only had one season when he's caught double-digit touchdowns, even with the yardage that he had. And like I said, that is tough. Ooh. And like I said,
man,
but it's tough, man. But
y'all got to do an unpopular opinion alert when y'all start saying stuff like that, man.
I mean, like Roddy got 10,000. Look, I think he got like 10,000 yards, and like I said, he still hold the record for TDs.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, that's saying something. Roddy was no slouch. Now, I ain't Roddy was definitely a legendary Falcon NFL receiver. You know what I mean? But definitely in the Falcon history, he's second best receiver.
Unpopular. Yeah, you're right about that. That's an unpopular
opinion because Julio. When you say impact, Julio impacted the game a lot. Julio impacted defenses. People, they came to the game knowing, all right, we gotta. I don't care what we do, we gotta know what number 11 at all times. All time. Right. Roddy White, I mean, he did his thing, but he wasn't. I think when it comes to impact, overall impact, he was way more dynamic, but he also brought more impact because he affected the game plan. Not saying people didn't have a game plan for Roddy, but not like they did for Julio. Julio stretched defenses. Julio made you're going to play too deep. You're going to go bracket. You know what I mean? You didn't really have to bracket Roddy as much. Roddy was more quick than fast. He was fast, but it wasn't like Julio fast. You know what I mean? It's different levels to it. So go ahead.
See, Roddy was more of a possession receiver.
Yeah.
That's where now I see where you're coming from with that.
Yeah.
See, Roddy was more of the possession type. Like I said, he wasn't the big game breaker like that. But like I said, at the same time, even though he only has 3 more touchdowns than Julio, he done caught some big game winning touchdowns too for this team. As well, that you have to kind of look at that as well. See now, Julio. Let's be honest with Julio. Julio's too goddamn big to be running the way he is. That's why he kept getting
Right.
That's why he kept getting them nagging injuries, because he too damn big to be running like he do. So that why I said, like, if you're talking about Julio and Roddy, like I said, the yardage and like kind of like the deep play ability, it would be Julio. But if you actually look at their impact side to side, it's a lot closer than you think. Like I said,
it really is.
It's a lot closer. Like, you can't go wrong either way.
Right.
If you had to build a team today, and you had those 2 receivers on, and you're drafting, they're on the board, and they're in their prime. They're in their prime. They're rookie. Coming into the league, and you say, all right, what's your first pick? Are you going to pick? We got to pick a wide receiver. Who are we picking? Brand new league. We picking Roddy White. We picking Julio Jones.
Personally, I'm picking Roddy because I need attitude. I need that attitude. I need that shit talker. I need somebody going to be in your face, going to slap your mama.
Roddy talk the whole
I want my team to be. That's why I say I want my team to be tough. I want my team. I'm talking about just how I'm building the team. But if you're talking about just skill set, you're gonna pick Julio all day just based on overall skill set. But when I'm talking about,
don't equate to toughness. Look at Rex Ryan.
It don't damn matter. The reason why it don't matter is because when you got them big ass hogs in front of them, and they whipping your ass, and then you got a Julio. Oh, we got Roddy White laughing at you. Oh, you having a hard day, huh? Like that type of shit. That right there, that trolling, that trolling when you getting your ass whooped and you looking at Roddy, he's just laughing at you. Come on, bro.
Julio like Jesus. Julio like Jesus. He never said a mumbling word, but that motherfucker produced.
Hey, he produced. Like I said, I need some shit talking. I need a Dennis Rodman on my team. I need a Dennis Rodman on my team who gonna talk like he gonna kick you in the nuts. He gonna talk about your mama. He gonna do all that type of stuff. That's why I'm picking Roddy. I'm talking about the intangibles.
Yeah, Mike's smoking that Zaza. You're right, Cody. Yeah, Mike, I always ask him, is it dope or dog?
He ain't never had to cover Roddy White, so he ain't even a Falcon fan. All right, he ain't even a Falcon fan.
there y'all go, goddamn it. Here we go. But like I said, when you actually look at both of those receivers,
you can't go wrong, bro.
You can't. You can't go wrong with neither. Like I said, they're 2 different styles of receivers. You can't go wrong. But that question right there, damn, that's tough. Because we gotta look at the circumstances of both of them. Roddy was not projected to be the number 1 receiver on this team when he came here. Julio was. Well, Julio was eventually positioned to be the number 1 receiver. So
who was projected to be number 1 when Roddy was here?
It wasn't him. So remember, everybody wanted him out of Atlanta that first year. Yeah, it was actually going to get rid of him because he couldn't.
They had Mike Jenkins. You got to remember, I believe Mike Jenkins was.
It was still Algie. It was still Algie Crumpler at the time.
And Mike Jenkins, he came here to aid Roddy, actually to kind of be his replacement. but Roddy kind of pick up that first year when Matt got here. Roddy kind of picked up his play, and Mike Jenkins he was drafted that same year.
No, Mike Jenkins was drafted. He was drafted in 2004.
So Roddy he was there with Roddy.
Yeah. Roddy was drafted the year after. Roddy was the year after.
Either way, I know one of the things Roddy even talked about went on record, that things that changed his the trajectory of his career. He got surgery. He got LASIK surgery, and before that he had vision. I guess they're saying some of his vision. They say one off season. I think the off season before they drafted Matt, actually. The off season before, he went and got his vision corrected. He got LASIK surgery, and he turned into it. He been balling ever since. Mike Jenkins, I don't know. I think they both had a challenge in offense, because that offense wasn't really a vertical. It wasn't even a passing offense. It was more run and give it to the tight end. Like you said, Algie Crumpler was the number one receiver, or the number one receiver and target, really. So, there was kind of secondary players, but I think that speaks to the talent of, that speaks to Matt Ryan. People always like to say that, Matt Ryan always had this, he always had that, but look at him now. You know what I mean? He's still producing with, he making chicken noodle soup with chicken shit, you know what I mean? Right. So, granted, we got Kyle Pitts, but, how many top 5 picks don't produce? It's not a given. Everything's not a given. So, and really, the best receiver on the team isn't producing up to par for his talent level. So, but I'm not gonna get on my Matt Ryan soapbox. I'll let Mike have y'all.
But like you said, if you said between Julio and Roddy, just for the dynamic aspect of it, I'll probably have to go with Julio.
Just for the dynamic
aspect of that, like that's why I say he is Poseidon, he is Zeus in fucking cleats.
Thor, he all of them, yeah.
Julio is pretty much kind of like
what receiver, man. Julio,
he's the perfect receiver.
We're talking about a model receiver.
Yeah.
He's like T.O. Those guys are just perfection. They physical, they fast, they know how to run routes. Like, you can't go wrong with Julio.
Yeah.
But like I said,
he running through people.
And he can run through people. And that's something that Roddy can't. I'm not saying Roddy didn't do it, but he didn't do it like Julio. And like I said, the only reason why I say Roddy is because I need an asshole on my team. I need a troll. That's it. I need a troll. I need somebody who's gonna be instigating shit. And Roddy that.
Yeah. Because Julio is kind of like the quiet assassin. That's what Julio.
Yeah,
he's the quiet assassin.
He's Jerry Rice. He's Jerry Rice. That's what he is. He ain't gonna say nothing. He's just gonna let his play fit.
Yeah.
Do the talking.
Roddy was basically kind of like Shannon Sharp in a way. Julio was like,
damn.
That's perfect. That's perfect. Shannon Sharp used to agitate the hell out of Falcons. Oh my God. He talked so much stuff during that Super Bowl. Boy, he was talking so much.
But the thing about it is too, is that intangible of being that guy that talks shit like that lifts teams as well. Like I said, Julio is quiet, Roddy is loud as hell. Julio is a better athlete than Roddy. They both give you the same thing. But like I said, ATM 534, he said, what is your all-time Falcons offense? 2 quarterbacks, 2 wide receivers, 2 tight ends, and 2 running backs.
That's easy. 2 running backs, Jamal Anderson, and for me, TJ Duckett. TJ Duckett is one of the most underrated running backs. That dude was a touchdown machine, bro. Touchdown machine. You couldn't stop that big ass dude. Go
You
ahead.
talking about when he used to do that spike in the end zone?
Yo, TJ Duckett was so before his knee injury. That dude was that like he was like Mike Allstar. You just hand him the ball and he running over dudes. So I gotta say Jamal and TJ Duckett is the two tight ends. Obviously, is Tony and Algernon Darius Crumpler. Those guys are just it. And quarterback, I just like come on. It's only two. It's only two.
Yeah.
You try to take your guess for that part.
I'll take this.
With wide receivers.
Wide receivers. Oh man.
It's too many of them.
It's too many because
I
want to give Andre Rison some love because he was a problem in the 80s, bro. 80s and 90s. Andre Rison was a problem. But again, when you talk about like it depends on what you want at wide receiver. If you're just looking for sheer production, I'm taking Julio Jones and Terrence Mathis. Like Terrence Mathis is one of the most underrated receivers of all time, bro. You look at his numbers, just go look at his numbers itself, and like that, like he was a smaller receiver. He's like 5'10" and like 200, barely 200 pounds. And that dude got like 800 catches. I think he got like 700, 800 catches or something like that. And he was the all-time leading receiver before Roddy got here. And he was there for a long time. So it's like, and he was catching a lot of touchdowns. That like Terrence Mathis was a route running magician. It wasn't a route he could not run. He was in the slot, he was outside, he was everywhere. So I say Julio, I gotta say Julio and Terrence.
I think. You want to go Kstylz? You want me to go?
I'm gonna let you go ahead, man. I'm gonna let you go ahead.
All right. I'm gonna say quarterbacks, like you say, Mike. It's easy money. You know, Matt Ryan and Matt Ryan. No, I'm messing with you. Dylan. Definitely Matt Ryan and Vic. Easy. Wide receivers, you know, was Quintarius, what is it? Lopez Jones, you know what I mean? Hey, Julio, and I'm gonna go Andre Rison. Running backs, that is I think one of the most challenging ones, but for me it's Michael Burnham to Turner all day. And I mean, we can't just, I still say Freeman before the knee injury. Freeman. Hey, look, before the knee injury. Now you remember Freeman was, he was shaking dudes in the hole. He was like coming out of college. One of the biggest telltale factors about a running back going into the league is their ability to make the first person miss. Whether it's in traffic, whether it's in open space, their ability. You look at all the great running backs; they all have the same trait, ability to make the first person miss. That is a prerequisite. Freeman was, he made the first, second, third. He made the whole damn team miss. You know what I mean? But I know Jamal Anderson is a legend, but for me, if I gotta go, I'm picking somebody, it's Michael Turner and it's gonna be Freeman, because they give you something different and they bring it.
Oh man, that's
tight ends, and that's another one. Gonzalez and Algie Crumpler, you know what I mean? So easy money.
That's tough. That like I said, it's pretty much this list is pretty actually simple because, like I said, the two running backs, like I said, I gotta go with Michael Turner and Jamal Anderson, bro. Because, like I said, even though Jamal Anderson might not have been as versatile as Devontae Freeman, it was the attitude that he brought. Like Devontae Freeman brought attitude too, but half the time his attitude led to his ass getting concussions.
Maggie.
Right.
That was my only issue with it, because he did two things. Devontae Freeman did two things. He either jump cut too much, or he got the little man syndrome where he trying to run everybody's asses over.
Yeah. You're gonna feel it. You're gonna feel that 5'7", 185.
You don't feel that 5'7", 185. Hell, he feeling that 157, 185 his damn self. But yeah, I gotta go with the burner. I gotta go with Jamal Anderson, man.
Yeah.
Tight ends is obvious. Algie Crumpler, Tony Gonzalez. Lord have mercy. I remember Madden 05. It was always every year. It was always that first year, Madden 05. It was those two always free agents, and you had to pick one of the two. But besides the point, two quarterbacks we already know, Matt Ryan and Vic. And what was the other one? The wide receivers.
Yeah.
That's the hardest part for me.
Yeah.
Because Terrence Mathis, like I said, I love Roddy for what he brings. But Terrence Mathis, like I said, I had to do Julio and Terrence, man. I gotta do Julio and Terrence.
Yeah.
What? People don't realize.
Can I add an honorable mention to this too?
Go ahead.
I'm throwing the fullback position in here because y'all motherfuckers don't no love to the fullback position. I'm finna throw the fullback position in this thing. Bob Christian. That's all I need to say right now.
Yeah.
I had to show Bob Christian some love.
That was a nasty dude, boy.
But like I said, Patrick DeMarco was up there though. He up there too.
Nah, he ain't fucking with Bob Christian though. Patrick DeMarco.
He ain't up there with Bob Christian. I'm just saying as far as I'm just talking about as far as honorable mention fullback. Yeah, Patrick DeMarco. Now Bob Christian was laying the. No, you know what? No. You know what? Nope. I'm taking Patrick DeMarco out. Ovi Mahaley.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ovi Mahaley.
Man, we did an interview. Ovi. It was so fun. Yeah. That was so fun. I talking about him smashing folks. Whew.
I like Patrick DeMarco, but Ovi Mahaley was a whole nother monster, bro. I had to put Bob Christian up there, and I had to put Ovi Mahaley up there.
Man, you seeing his head, Ovi Mahaley head, boy? Boy, that man got a joking out here for real, boy. That boy.
That motherfucker got a flat head screwdriver head, boy. I'm telling you.
Oh my God! Man.
Don't tell him I said that, cause he gonna come over here and damn pancake the shit out of me. I'm gonna hold my own though.
Oh man.
Yeah, he gonna put you through that Oklahoma drill.
Hey, I'm gonna hold my own. Don't worry about that. Hold on.
Yeah, I hear you.
I'm gonna hold my own. At least try to. I mean, that's Ovi. That's a different story. But
yeah.
Flint, I said, who was that deaf dude we had at fullback? Oh, you talking about Derek Coleman?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Derek Coleman, I can't really put him up there because he really didn't have no impact as a fullback anyway.
Yeah, they barely used him until the NFC Championship game. They decided one of whatever the hell that was. In the back. Keith
Smith had a bigger impact at fullback than Derek Coleman. I'm just gotta be honest.
Yeah, I can dang sure say that.
But you want to go ahead and get to the other topic we want to talk about tonight? The baseball related topic we had.
Well, I can't believe I'm actually even talking about this because this is absolute horse crap.
That's offensive, sir.
Peter, and they probably gonna hit us.
Very offensive to the horse.
But yeah, Peter apparently wants the Major League MLB to change the name bullpen because they feel as though it is offensive to cows. Kstylz, Uh, hey, y'all got any thoughts on this? Oh my God, Jesus Christ!
Hold on. I'm gonna have to take my glasses off of this. What in the entire fuck is going on with this society right now?
Ooh, boy.
Offensive to cows. Let me ask you, Peter, you motherfuckers. I need to ask y'all a question here. Where was this energy for these motherfuckers that's poaching these ranches for these exotic animals? Where was y'all when these motherfuckers is sitting around here catching these animals for sport and hanging them on walls? You wear lipstick, that's offensive to whales. How the hell you gonna wear lipstick? How the hell the female PETA members sitting around here wearing lipstick? It is coming from whale fat. I'm so sick of everybody trying to cancel everything now, man. Like I said, and Dave Chappelle said it right. This entire media circus ain't nothing but a bunch of sensitive ass bitches. That's basically what it comes down to. Everybody wants to cancel everything. Everybody don't want to be offended. Everybody is offended on everything. Bro, it's gonna get to the point now where folks ain't even gonna even talk to each other. We all just gonna be sitting at home looking at the walls like this.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, quite honestly, it's a distraction. You know what I mean? That's what this is. It's old school. It's a distraction. You know what I mean? They're just trying to, have something to talk about. Another narrative, somebody, what I mean? Just a marketing ploy. I don't really think nobody should really take it too serious. I hope the MLB don't even entertain it. The entertain the bullpen is offensive to cows. Like you said, people wearing lipstick, people got leather jackets, pants, car seats, everything. You know what I mean? Hey, they still got the Big Mac popping. You know what I mean? Whopper Juniors by the pound. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, they still pushing out these beef products. You know what I mean? Collagen. These got these old women out here, or not even old, just people in general using collagen coming from the bones of the beef. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all about. It ain't even. It's whatever. It's just a distraction, man. Y'all stay woke, stay above the nonsense, man. And when they start coming with fuckery like that, man, that's when you keep, put your head down, stay on your grind, and you just keep your, what Pac say, keep your legs closed, heads up, and eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
Mouth closed, eyes open. My bad. Wrong. I fucked it up, but you know where I'm going.
Yeah, we know where. Hey, I had to put the glasses back on because I almost went into negative Kstylz when I was gonna throw some shit. But
no, don't do it.
Let me hold on. Let me.
That noise is offensive to the Indians, sir, to the natives.
Come on,
well. Nah, I can't say goddamn because that's offended the damn religious people.
Yeah, man. Can't say bullshit either. That's
can't say bullshit because that's offensive to bulls.
Yeah.
It's gonna get to the point, bro.
Bullshit matters.
Hey, you know what I find interesting? Why I won't be surprised that they're gonna come after the NFL next?
Pigs, yeah.
Exactly. They gonna want to, but it's like really, like really. This is where it come down to, and y'all wait till the Braves are in the World Series to come out with this shit. Y'all, bruh. They came out with the the Native American Agricultural Society thing with it, which is a whole bunch of horse shit because these motherfuckers ain't protested about Thanksgiving. They ain't protested about Thanksgiving. You wait till the Braves get to the World Series before y'all start coming up with some shit.
Hey man, they still it's funny. Animals get more attention and more nonsense than humans. You know what I mean? Human rights. Um, Black people we still trying to progress and overcome certain barriers for how many years now, and nobody care about our feelings or whether we've been rehabilitated for whatever trauma our ancestors, may have been exposed to. But when it comes to an animal that ain't nobody spoke or talked to this animal, but they could speak to it, but the animal ain't spoken and talked to not one of the people that's complaining or saying something.
Man,
How
they
you know
just
that
want
it's
to eat.
offensive?
That's it.
You know what I'm saying? Nobody said if the cow spoke to them, they all need to be, hey man, no.
And I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't. But I guarantee you, these PETA folks that got all these damn worries, I bet you they support bestiality. They ain't said nothing about that.
What?
Wait, no, Uchi. Wow, that man really.
I can go there.
Wow.
Yeah.
They ain't talking about these folks. They ain't talking about these folks that got bestiality problems.
I don't know what kind of people you hang around, Kstylz.
Oh, I don't know. No.
You need new friends.
Bruh. You really need to look at. You really need to look at the news, and you gonna find a whole lot of stuff.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I don't want to see that.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. I pass. I don't even watch.
Oh, you ain't hear about you ain't hear about that story about that one. No, you know what? Yeah, you ain't hear about that story about that one guy that got arrested for I think he said he sexually molested his dog or some shit like that. It's some weird stuff out here that's going on. Like, bro, this stuff is weird. Like, dude, like y'all not going after. You're going after bullpen, which has been a baseball term since the 1800s.
It's words. How the hell you gonna attack words, bro? What is wrong with y'all people?
That in kindergarten. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will what? Never hurt.
Words will never hurt. Well, you know what? No, that's very offensive because stones is very offensive to the earth. That's very offensive.
You're right. Oh man. I don't know, man.
I think these folks talk about I need to stop. I need to just stop watching.
Hey, I told y'all you don't want to know what goes on in our heads and what we be talking about off air.
Bro, think about it like this. Think about it. The LG, like, and I'm just gonna throw this right here. Like, we have like this big uproar with the LGP and Dave Chappelle. While all this is going on, they're trying to make pedophilia a sexual orientation now. So add a P to that.
Yeah,
How?
They saying that she was born like that.
They was born like that. So I'm like,
free R. Kelly, man. Damn. Nah, that's great. I don't know, man. That's yeah, man. I don't even no comment, man.
Yeah,
man,
well,
I'm about to end this. We about to go into a whole nother.
Yeah, we want to invite some people on or something. Let's invite some people on and talk about something.
We could do it. We could do it for like maybe 15 minutes or something like that.
Oh, damn, it's been 2 hours.
Yeah, about 15, 20 minutes. We probably do that. But yeah, boy. Like when we start looking at the reason why is when you start looking at all these outrages and everything, everybody being so offended at everything, there's always some underlying stuff going on that nobody mentions or talks about. That's the stuff that I look for. So when everybody start throwing all this stuff about PETA and LGP and Dave Chappelle, I'm looking underneath it and see what are y'all trying to damn hide. Oh God,
man,
here we go. Hey, we gotta get.
Hey, it'll be for 15 minutes, but try to keep it as short as you possibly can.
Exactly. Hey, look, hey, Mike, here you go. I knew this question was coming today. I had a feeling this question was coming. Mike, look at the question.
Oh my God.
I knew this question was coming. No. No.
I mean, why?
we
You know
we
what's
ain't
crazy though? We spent a lot of time talking about Ridley. A lot of time talking about Ridley. We ain't addressed the elephant or the running back that in the room, Mike Davis. And
Man, is it really an elephant?
Is it what?
Is it really
okay?
an elephant?
Really is it okay? If Ridley's an elephant, then damn Mike Davis he another animal. He's he in the jungle though. He in the safari.
Basically he's saying Mike Davis ain't living up to the he ain't living up to it right now. Like I said, the thing with Mike Davis is and I've kind of noticed in his game the last few weeks is because we gave him the reputation of him running people over, he looks for more contact than he does making plays. And I could tell by the way he runs, he's looking for contact.
I mean, we gave him $4 million, so I don't even know why people expect. I mean, it ain't like we gave him $15-20 million. We literally gave him about what I think, about $4-5 million or something like that. So it was like it wasn't even that much.
So I agree, but you got to think now. You can't say that ain't much because that's more than what we have to spare. You got we up against that cap kind of. You know, what I mean, we kind of tight in the pocket right now.
I mean, at the same time, but still, like we could have kept Todd Gurley for less than that.
And do what with him?
The same shit that he doing right now, not a damn thing.
yeah. So in that case,
I mean, that's what I'm like. That's what I'm like. Okay, like we didn't. At the end of the day, man, I really didn't expect much from him. Like, I'm just gonna be honest. I really didn't expect because he's a career journeyman. It's like he wasn't a guy that wasn't, like I said, that come with that mystique of a Todd Gurley, who 1,000-yard rusher and 1,500 yards and 10 touchdowns and all that type of stuff. Like we don't expect, like nobody would expect Mike Davis to even do that before he even got to the Falcons. So now that he's had that career, that year, it's like, is it really? Like I said, is it?
I bet running back a wide receiver. I bet running back is a wide receiver.
I can't really call Cordell Patterson a running back.
I can't really call him a wide receiver.
He's a football player, bro.
Okay.
He's a football player.
Yeah, he different than like he runs like a running back. He runs through people. He running through people. So I can't really call him on. Is he really? Because one thing too about the college game, him playing in college, they use him exactly like this in college. So it's like Cordell Patterson is just a different athlete, man. It's like Percy Harvin. You know what I'm saying? Like Percy Harvin was just a football player. He could do everything. Return, he can run the ball, he can catch it. Like he was everything. So it's like, I think one thing too, what Mike Davis, it's just a different style of offensive line that he's playing with. These guys haven't developed yet. And like I said, it's coming. But at this point in time, what's the use of like trying to force him the ball when you got Cordell Patterson running so well right now? So like I don't think he's a bust. I think it's just Cordell is just so good right now. It makes Mike, all right, what you gonna do next, Mike? It puts a lot of pressure on him.
Yeah. I mean, but he's still, even when opportunities he gotten, he's not making much with the opportunities. Personally, I'd rather see the young boy. Oh my God, from Clemson, third string running back.
He played. He's playing.
He's getting more time.
I want to see him get more time. I'd rather see him get Mike Davis carries. Like he brings an element not similar to Patterson, but he brings more speed, explosive, initial burst in the hole. he's not obviously the physical presence of Mike Davis, but at this point, you know, I mean, we just need you to get some yards, get more than like 2 yards to carry. You know, like we need you to at least get 3.5, something. You know, I mean, just try to, you know.
I mean, let me.
Oh, I want to
The
get it.
problem is that. Go ahead. Let me look for something.
I'll just go get it right quick. I think the real reason why you're seeing a lot of Mike Davis as well is his pass blocking. He's been excellent in pass blocking. So that's why you still see Davis like that.
Yeah.
Because out of him, Cordell Patterson, and Wayne Gallman, he's the better pass blocker. I mean, like you said, you would think they would use Keith Smith in that situation, but Keith Smith is not a running back. He's really not even a tight end. He's really a fullback. So you're not going to get some type of play out of him like that. You're going to get the little plays out of him. But Mike Davis is picking up some blocks. So that's why you see him. So this is one of those cases where I feel like they might eventually start using Mike Davis as just specifically as a goal line back.
I mean, that's exactly when you look at his numbers. I'm looking at it here. The Jets game 13 for 53 with a 4.1 average. And you got the Giants 12 for 50. Then you got Bucks 9 for 38. In the Philly game 15 for 49. Almost, you know. So it's not bad, but it's not great. He hasn't had one of the things. I think the biggest issue just hasn't had that one big breakout run, and he's not that type of back. He's going to get those 2, 3, 4 yards, and he's not like it's like Saquon. It's like Saquon Barkley. Everybody say Saquon is a talented back. I think he's a terrible back, to be honest. I think he's a horrible back. But he got stupid athleticism. Like he just get that one run where it's like 50, 60, 70 yards. It's like, okay, damn, this dude is electric. But when you look at Saquon as a running back, he get those 1 yards and then 2 yards and then 2 yards and then 3 yards and then 4 yards. And then next thing you know, he got a 90-yard touchdown. And then if his average goes from 3.3 to 7 point something. You know what I'm saying? So Mike Davis hasn't had that one big run like Cordell Patterson.
Right.
Ooh.
Yeah, I've been saying that about my bad. I've been saying that about Saquon for the last couple of years now. And that's kind of where Mike got. That's where I got it from. That's exactly what I had to show Mike because like I said, when I was looking at his games, it would be always like when you look at his games, he'll have like Saquon will go for like 25 for a buck. He'll go like 25 for like a buck and 30. Which sounds good. That sounds like a good ass game. 25 carries, 130 rushing yards, 1 touchdown. That sounds good. As a matter of fact,
let me give you these numbers from Saquon. All right. It's almost identical to Mike Davis. All right. It's against the Saints, 13 for 52 with a full average, 16 for 51, 3.2. And 13 for 57, and we got 10 for 26. That sounds that's identical. That damn near identical with a 3.6 average. So it's almost identical. Saquon isn't getting those big home run hits, so it's again when you got a guy like Cordell Patterson getting those big runs. The running game is still effective, but it's like when we had Devontae Freeman. We know Devontae Freeman is going to give us 4 to 5 yards every time, and we needed that big play. Guess who we brought in?
Tevin Coleman.
Yeah,
Tevin Coleman. You see what I'm saying? So he's effective for the run game in its entirety, but when you look at him as an individual, that's what it's like. Okay, he's been a letdown. So he's definitely been a letdown as far as our expectations. As far as his numbers concerned, because like I said, you compare his numbers to what he did with the Panthers, it's like, nah, this is not what we expected. And that's why the Falcons only gave him, and not too many teams wanted to give him $10, $15, $20 million because they knew you know, they wasn't gonna get those big plays. Like when you draft a running back in the first round, you know he can get you those big runs, them big plays.
Yeah.
Mike Davis not gonna give you that.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Marquise. What was you about to say? I ain't mean to interrupt you when I did.
Oh no, you good, man. I'm just saying y'all coming with the Saquon slander. But I think
it's not slander.
So I think if all things were equal, which you know it's impossible, I think Saquon is a dynamic he's a dynamic athlete, but he's also a hell of a running back. I think his situation in New York isn't the greatest. You know, I think we definitely have a better offensive structure. He got way better quarterback. We got here. Offensive line is way better. We got how many first rounders? You know what I mean? We got more talent on the offense to make he ain't got to go against a stack box. Mike Davis don't have to go against 8 in the box. They know, like, okay, he got a quarterback up there. He got no name receivers. You can't name a receiver unless you related to him. The quarterback is Daniel Jones. I don't even know. We don't know what he is, what he's going to be, but he's not looking too hot. You know, so I think the situation, and this is, you know, I'm just Saquon, I think is either way. I get what you're saying as far as like the analogy you used though, for saying that, hey, you know, he had these 2 or 3 yard runs, and he break off that 80-yard run. I don't think Mike Davis got an 80-yard run in him. You know what I mean? I'd be happy to see him get a 12-yard run. You know what I mean? Just up. You know what I mean? I just but no, I mean that's something I think, you know, it's good dialogue though. I think we could agree to disagree on. I definitely think, as you said though, Mike, you did say he got paid $4 million. We didn't break the bank to go get him. We didn't give him no stupid contract. Expectations were kind of high for me because he was coming in as a starter. You know, we looked at him as a starting running back in the NFL, somebody that came in who started last year, majority of the year for the Panthers, and showed the capability and ability to produce, be a productive running back in this league. And so when we paid him, we went to the bargain bin and got him. You know what I mean? $4 million a year, and we expected production. You know, I don't expect him to be Michael Turner. I don't expect him to be nothing he's not, but the best version of himself. And with the offensive line we have and the team we have around him, I feel like we can, I just expect a little more.
I think my thing with Saquon Barkley is kind of the same thing how I look at Julio and how they play their games. Is they're big as hell, but they run well. Julio doesn't run small, but we just talk about as far as him kind of being like that downfield threat, that big playmaker. Mm-hmm. Saquon is he's big as shit, but he's 236 and he runs like he's 196. And I think that's where these injuries is coming from. Because even in college, he kind of did that, but it wasn't like at the frequency as he's doing now. Now, like you said, and I kind of agree with you, Marquise, is it the offensive line is not that great? That could be a possibility. But like I said, I think like with Saquon, I think that's why he's starting to get hurt a little bit more, because you jump cutting at 236 pounds, and you see how big his damn legs is. Them damn knees and ankles ain't holding up like that.
Right. That dude.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, I will agree with you on that. If Saquon probably would have had a better offensive line, I think we might see a little bit better. But we're just judging it just based off of the situation he's in now, and especially when you have the expectation of being the second overall pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now that expectation is like,
yeah.
Especially
running back, that's big. That's huge.
That's a big deal. That's why you don't really see a lot of running backs drafted that high anymore. Like most of those top running backs are middle, like they're usually like middle first round, late first round, maybe even second round. Because now you're putting all that on him now. Like before they got Daniel Jones, Saquon Barkley, it was all the Saquon Barkley show.
That's it.
That's all it was. It was Saquon. So like I said, Saquon would run the ball 25 times. In those 24 and them 23 carries, he'd have a total of 40-something yards. But those 2 damn carries, he'll go for 60 and the other one is 75.
Right.
So yeah, like I said, it just comes down to what would his career be like if he wasn't with the Giants. Now I know my homeboy, he loved him some Saquon Barkley because he a Giants fan, but if I said something like I think Saquon would be better off outside the Giants, we'd be in the fight right now. I ain't gonna say be in the fight, but we gonna be arguing like here. Hold on, wait a minute. I want to hit this one question here. Hold on, where that Jonathan Mann said, I wish we would have kept Brett Favre. We would have won. Shit. Hell no, we kept Brett Favre. Brett Favre probably wouldn't even be living right now.
He'd be in rehab.
Yeah, he already came out and said he needed to get out of Atlanta because he was a junkie. Let's just call that. He was basically a junkie here, man.
Right. But Brett Favre would have been out of the league in 3 years, like you said, in a rehab facility.
That dude was he'll tell you, he was popping everything, like he was popping every pill possible. Yeah, that dude was doing everything.
He was Future before Future.
Exactly.
Damn junkie.
I mean, but like I said, it seemed like I kind of figured because we already 2 hours and damn near 30 minutes in. Might well go ahead and start winding it down here.
Okay. Can you kind of give your thoughts, man?
What's up? I missed that.
Your final thoughts. Just give your final thoughts.
Oh well, man. I think everything it's gonna be an interesting game come Sunday. This be our last time before you see us before the game. So I expect us to go out. I know they coming down. Panthers coming off they come with a fight. They got something to prove this week. Especially Sam Darnold being benched. Hopefully we don't make him look like Joe Montana Jr. Or senior. I don't know about but as long as we don't make him look like Joe Montana, nothing. But oh man, I wasn't ready.
We gotta make him see those. He need to be seeing those this Sunday.
Yeah, we got.
What the hell is going on? I know I ain't tripping, bro.
I must be on that for tonight, boy. I must be.
What the hell going on?
Yeah, Sam Darnold does look like the Marshmallow Man himself, though. So go ahead. I just heard you say Sam Darnold. I said I might well throw that one in. And let y'all know that was not playing. Well, the pitcher was playing, but it wasn't playing at that moment.
I like that. That's dope. We should have dressed up.
Hey, shit.
I could have
already look. I look like the Black Chocolate Man. That's what I look like.
The Black Chocolate Man.
Yeah. You see how fat the Marshmallow Man look?
Yeah.
That's what I look like, but I'm black. I'm just kidding. No, I don't. No, I don't. I'm awesome.
We should have did a Halloween edition, so I could have came dressed as Ledbetter. Ask my questions and shit. Mike damn aneurysm. No. Mike blood pressure will be sky high.
Nope.
That's stupid, man.
I got a question.
Oh man.
But yeah, that's it, man. That's my final thoughts. But that's it. That was great. I ain't got
Don't tell that ghost picture gotta fuck you up a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, what the hell? Like I said, I thought I was on perch for a second. Like, what the hell is going on? Like, I know I ain't do that.
Exactly. Hey.
Oh, my bad, man. He said Sam Darnold, and we know Sam Darnold is seeing ghosts right now. So you know what you do when you see ghosts? Ghostbusters.
It is.
Oh my God.
Oh man.
At the end of the day, man, like I said, we appreciate everybody for joining us, man. Friday Night Madness, again, we never know what you're going to get, what we're going to be talking about. But you guys continue to support us. We're going to have the Red Clay Sports Show tomorrow morning. Magnus will be back. All the guys will be back tomorrow morning, so you guys check that out. Just head over to Atlanta Falcons Nation, trying to get to 2,000, trying to get Kstylz to 1K. But at the end of the day, man, the Falcons have an opportunity to be one game over 500 for the first time in quite some time. So I'm excited for it. I think this team is a lot better than what a lot of people even give them credit for. They're a lot more talented, and the crazy part is that a lot of these players haven't fully grasped the system, defensively or offensively, and that's the scary part. So when these guys finally get it, and we start to get even more talent, this is going to be a very good football team. We're getting back to the basics, hard-nosed defense. Teams are actually saying that this defense is physical now. The running game, it's not where we want it to be, but we're committing to the run. Kyle Pitts has yet to really grasp the NFL game, but he's still playing out of his damn mind. And when he go to his first offseason and pick up a little bit of weight and try to figure out exactly what he need to do to get through the NFL season, that cat gonna be something. That he gonna be something nasty, man. That dude's gonna be a problem. So at the end of the day, man, we continue to thank you all for supporting us, man. We won't give you nothing but the facts, the stats, and the truth. You already know what it is. Kstylz, give him a little something, something, something.
Before I give a little something, something too, I want to also give appreciation to everybody that's tuned in with us. Like I said, y'all make sure y'all show everybody some love that's on this screen. Like I said, Atlanta Falcon Nation is not just us. It's everybody that watches and everybody that comments and everybody that leaves feedback. At the end of the day, it's all about the conversation. If you're not willing to have the conversation and be respectful about it, take your ass somewhere else. Because at the end, it's just simple. Just take your ass somewhere else. Like I said, we don't. Like I said, you seen what DP did to DLed today. Don't be coming over here looking for that stuff, because I'm gonna say this one last thing. Right, I did some scouting. I did some scouting.
Oh God.
You know all the stuff that we get as far as the people that be coming on our videos and talking shit and blah 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 blah. Tell me why we the only Falcon content creators that get that.
I wonder.
But we're gonna leave that for another day. But like I said, we appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, you make sure you subscribe to AFN, get us to the 2K side of the game. Kstylz, 6-man Kstylz. Let's go 600. 99 away, 89 away from that. So I definitely be looking for y'all to keep your boy running, man. Like I said, y'all been showing me some love already. Like I said, you continue to leave your questions, not only for Mike, not only for me, but Marquise and everybody else at AFN. I mean, we definitely want to answer your questions. We want to get the knowledge and have the conversation, because at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. This is what we do. But until then, as I go and watch these Braves, I think we're still up 1-0. My phone died, so I can't see shit. But
I got you.
But like I said, until next time, AFN, we ain't here to play. We here to stay. You ain't got to go home.
But you got to get the hell out of here.
Deuces!
Y'all already.
I holla.
Holla, holla. Holla, holla, holla.